Hey, this is Matt here today, and we are going to go over a demonstration on the TuxPro application. Specifically, today we're just going to focus on the production side. There's already a video for the order entry side of the application. If you haven't seen that and you want that information, just email me. It's Matt, G-M-A-T-T-G at GFATUX.com, and I will get that link to you right away. So let's go ahead and get logged in. And the first part of the process we're going to go over is printing the production tickets. You can see over here on the left nav that is print tickets, and you can see that all the filters that we have used to search the tickets out. The top is the week ending date. That is, for this application, it's always a Sunday. So if you chose a Sunday, it's just going to display every single order that hasn't been printed yet for that particular week. Next, if you have multiple stores, you can just filter each individual store. We have some stores that actually do production separately. So if that's the case, then this will accommodate that. You can print just one store A tickets, and your other store can print theirs. Scroll on down. The order number is just if you wanted to print it by individual number. Route and ship time, that's not necessary to go over here today. You can print by use date, just entering a date range. Same thing with pickup dates. These are probably the two most utilized searches, is the use date and the pickup date. Down here, if you checkbox this, it's only going to show you, it's only going to display orders that have the coats are actually hanging in stock. The forced items checkbox will only show you items that have been overbooked. So only orders with items that have been overbooked will display. Show all, I'm going to show you what that does here in just a second. And the sort by style will allow you to it'll print all your coats in order. So you can pull all style A, then B, then C. It's just easier for your production process, specifically when it's a busier week. So we'll use the use date search field here. So I'm going to say anything from August 8th, Wednesday, through August the 12th. We'll click search, no other filter, and you can see here I've got 6 orders here. And my options are I can just print them all, which I typically what we do here. But if you'd like to, you could checkbox just these 3, print the selected. You can just print one at a time. You can even use this little eye over here to print them individually. We're going to go ahead and say print all. And this just prints just like anything else you would print from a Google Chrome browser. This dialog box here probably looks familiar. Here's what your production tickets are going to look like. This is 8.5 by 11, but it can be different sizes. We just need to discuss that upon the setup. You can see down here you've got if you filled the measurements out in the order process, they show up down here in the measurements section. If there is a item that's been overbooked, it highlights just like this right here. So you just print those. You can do multiple copies if you'd want. I'm going to go ahead and cancel this. So now those are printed. If I was to click this show all here, that's going to, or if I was to just go back and search this process one more time using the exact same features, nothing's going to display. But if I click the show all and searched it, then it will display them back again. So you can always go back and reprint them if you need to. That's a quick version of printing production tickets. So we'll move on. The next step, couple of these next steps are optional. This is picking assembly, and what picking assembly is some companies like to pull both the coat and the pant, and that's the first step of the production. And if that's the case, you can scan both of these here, and that just kind of lets the system know. It changes the status, so the system knows that the coat and the pant have now been pulled. Some people, that if you use this process, that might mean that if you have the coat but don't have the pant, or vice versa, it just waits and nothing happens to the order. A lot of people go ahead and they want to go ahead and pull everything. So if that's the case and you would like to go ahead and pull everything, then this step's not necessary, but I'm going to just show you what it looks like anyways. So if I was pulling the coat and the pant, I'd scan my ticket, and it's going to pull up the coat and the pant here, and I'm just going to say, I'm going to show you what it looks like if I scan the wrong item first. This will just give you an idea. It's going to beep at you and say that you can see down here that the order calls for a 1010 style, size 34 reg, but we actually scanned a 1010 34 short. So I can actually cancel this, or I can use this barcode if I meant to do that. So it's going to make sure that what you scan is what's on the order, and somebody's going to have to notify the system if they actually wanted to use that. So if everything does work out correctly, I'm just going to scan, and it's just grays out like this. That lets me know that what I scanned was correct. And do the same thing with the pant, and then that's done. So that order has now went from ticket printed status to in assembly. So we know if it's in assembly that the coat and the pant are on that order. If you the next step that we have in production is what we call final assembly. Again, both of these are purely optional. They're just good tools to just to help you with production, to track what you're missing and what help be as efficient as possible. So if you get to this step, I can let the system know what items I'm missing. This is going to be where my hold line is going to be. So I would say if we had an order that had a coat and a pant and a vest and a shirt and a vest and a tie, then I could say I've got everything except I don't have the pant and I don't have the vest. So you could do that, and all you would do at that point is scan the ticket, and the system knows exactly what vest and what pant that is. And if I scan that, now we know that we can go look up that pant and that vest is going to be on my waiting items, is what we call it, on my missing report. And if you're utilizing this, once that does become available, once it's ready from that, you can scan it so it's out of there. And that you just have to literally just scan that ticket, and now the system knows that that vest and that pant right here have been pulled. Sometimes this can be confusing. Again, I'm always available myself or Kelly Birch to kind of go over this with you if you have any questions. Those two processes are good tools for you to use to manage your inventory. Final inspection is this one. It's this one you need to use. This is our final scan check for every item. If I scan the ticket here, it's going to pull everything up, and it's going to work just like we saw picking assembly work. It's a way to, and everything does have to be scanned again. This way we like this, so if something got mixed up on the way to the final inspection station, then it gets caught here. So everything does get scanned one more time. And again, if I was to scan something that wasn't correct, the system will tell me like that doesn't even match for what a tie is. If it's right, it's done. Now that particular order, that was order 1613, we're just going to look it up. Actually 1611. This order is now, I can view it, and it's in final inspection. So that's the step before we ship everything, and the last quality controls check for everything to make sure that everything's correct on the order. Now this order is in final inspection, and we can go on to the next phase. So the next step in the production process after the final inspection is we can generate a packing slip. And for packing slips, I just click on packing slip generation, and I can literally just hit print all. There's some other filters on here, but all we're really going to need to know is if you have multiple stores and you just want to print for a store, you'll use this field here. If you want to just print them all, you can use that. This is technically an optional step, but if this is something that you need to load orders onto a van to send to another store, if your production facility is away from your retail store, this is just a good checklist to have. And I'll also show you another tool for this. If we are to do this, I might not have anything in here. You can see what this looks like. So I've got my packing slip here, click print, and it just shows the order that we have there. And if there was multiple, it shows that this is one of 6. There's 5 to follow here. And have the ticket number, the name, just a way to check off everything that's being sent over to the stores. The next process, once they get to the stores, it's not on the left nav, it's on the main part of the page, because typically your retail stores are going to be using this. You can scan the delivered orders. If I click that, this is a cool feature. As soon as you do this, as soon as I scan that order, it shows me that it's been delivered. The moment that I do that, if I have everything set up, I don't on this, but a text message and email, if both of them are entered properly, goes out right then and there. If I wanted to, I could also enter the ID of the packing slip. I can enter that number, and that would literally send out to every order that was on that packing slip. I actually don't love to use that. I almost would rather do by each individual order, but that is an option there. Some of the other items that are used in production is we've got 2 kinds of returns. We've got what we call production returns, and then we've got stock returns. Production returns mean it's the items in dry cleaning, and I'll show you this. So if I was to say, scan this is that same 1010 size 34 reg. You can see that's what it was. If I was to go look that up, which is also going to be a useful tool, if I go to inventory lookup, you can look up, you've got coat, pant, here's your classes. You can search, you can narrow it down by style. So we'll say style 1010. I can keep it broad and just do that style and click search. And you can see my 34 reg, that's the barcode I used. The location of that is cleaning. I can also narrow this down if I wanted to dig a little deeper just to the 34 reg. So that is that's production return. If I was to do stock return, that's just what it says. That status goes to stock. So if I scan that again, now this item has just went to stock. And again, and I can also, we'll look it up a different way this time. I can go to barcode lookup, scan barcode, and it shows me now location stock. It also shows me the serial number. It shows me the order that it was on. This would be the last order that it was on, so we like that in case it was damaged beyond repair or somebody left some valuable in the pockets. We can easily find out who was wearing that last. So we're getting down there in time in a little bit, but I'm going to show you a couple other things. Order status lookup is a nice tool to show you. Keep going with that same number. This will show me, again, I'll be able to see a quick view of status, but this will show me everything that was on that order and the barcodes. And it'll also show me, was it returned? You can see return status. Y is for yes, N is for no. So you saw we returned the coat because we sent it back to stock, but we haven't returned anything else yet. So it'll tell us a quick way to just see. There's also reports that can be run, which we're not going to actually go over reports today, but they can be run to see what items you have exactly have been delinquent. I'm going to do a quick inventory of just entering it. We're only going to focus on rental inventory today. We do have retail for this, and it's all in the same order, and it is easy to track and manage as well. But for rental, the first step that we do is we enter a title. So we go here and we say if it's a style that we already have. You can see it auto it auto fills after 2 digits. But if I was to look this up, this has already been in the system, so you can see I've got alternative styles, more for the order entry side, pricing, you've got sizes. We're going to enter a brand new order here today, so let's do a coat, style 1, 2, 3, we'll say blue tuxedo. If there was an alternative style I wanted to add to it, I could, and I do that here. This would be if it wasn't available during ordering, then a box would pop up and display what sizes in your alternative styles would be there. We won't enter one for here. We can enter a vendor, FCGI. It's already populated in the system, so I just need to type in the F and the C. The sizes available. We can go over this a little bit more detail, but they're all checkboxed every possible size that you could probably think of. If there was something missing, there is a way to add sizes. You set the prices here. I'm not going to go over that here today, but you would enter prices in here. You click save. And it's typically, this part's going to take it a second because it's a lot of data to save and configure here. So bear with me while this is saving. Inserted successfully. Okay. So now we've got that header, what we call a title, in. So the next step, so we just went to purchase rental title. Now we're going to go to purchase rental inventory, and we want to actually enter some items. So there it is, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to enter a 40 regular, put the barcode, and you can see that there is a serial number it automatically generates after every one. So if I was entering multiple 40 regs. I wouldn't have to do anything except scan again. So I just entered four of these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 40 regs. I think I did 4. And if I can go double check that by going to my inventory lookup, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 40 reg, and there's 4. You've got the barcode, you've got the serial numbers, and they're all in stock, and they're all in as of today. Actually, it's midnight, so I just did one yesterday, and one of those 4 was actually for the 29th, and 3 of them were for the 30th. So that's, again, quick, just a show of the inventory. You can see some of them. I'm just going to show you some of the reports that are available. You've got a production forecast. You've got a delinquent report. You have an overbooked report. You have a proposed buy, a turn analysis, a most popular styles. There's an overbooked manager. This is a nice feature. I don't know if I have any data in here. I enter a use date range. And I've only got 1 in here, but this shows me for this date I have 1 overbooked code. It's a 34. So I can say that, okay, I need to edit this. So my action for this 34 reg could be to subrent it, to buy it, to force it. So say we're going to subrent it. Vendor, say Geno's. My PO number or confirmation number from Geno's. The delivery date. And once that's, you want to checkbox the confirmed. Save it. Now that's been confirmed. So now if I was to look these up for that date, I can look up any of just my open. I can search, I can look, do I have any overbooked items that are open that I haven't done anything? Okay, let me see what I've confirmed, and it would show you. So this is my confirmed, and it's good to go. So that is going to conclude, kind of wrap up the, again, quick down and dirty production side. I hope this was helpful for you. Reach out to me, myself, or Kelly, Matt G at gfatux.com. You can get Kelly at Kelly, Kellie at gfatux.com, or some of her multiple emails. Kelly at selectformalwear.com. She'll respond to any of them. Appreciate your time today and look forward to talking to you. Thanks.